If the Bakersfield Condors are to continue their playoff push, they'll have to go through the Ontario rain. Bakersfield and Ontario will see each other 3 times over the final 8 games, including tonight, with a 7 o'clock puck drop inside Citizens Business Bank Arena. The Condors are 8-3-2 over their last 13 games and have received contributions from up and down the lineup. On Wednesday, it was Joe Gambardella with 2 goals, and Kyle Platzer had 3 points, including the game-winning tally in the third period, as the Condors continued their climb up the Pacific Division standings and continued that next man up mentality.
Yeah, and that's the way they have to play. They fed off each other. There's a good chemistry between them for a short amount of time. That was their first game together. They had a practice together, and even in the practice, we came back in the room as a staff, and we thought, that might be a special line. And they went out in San Diego against a tough team and played extremely well. So again, they've got to duplicate that here again tonight.
I think we've just been really relaxed in the locker room, on the ice. We don't let anything faze us. We've had a couple games where teams have got up real early, and we've stuck with the game plan and come back and showed a lot of heart. And it just shows the character in the locker room. We have a lot of heart and a lot of pushback. So it's nice to have that late in the season, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah, and all the games that we've played against these guys, like you just mentioned, over the course of the last 2.5 years, have been very tight, very hard-fought games, physical games, almost like old-school games where you get a couple of fights. It's physical, it's battles, it's chippy. There's good execution, and again, the fans are the beneficiaries or the benefactors of that type of play and that type of hockey. So I don't expect anything different here tonight. I expect it to be one of those games where, like you mentioned, eliminating our mistakes, maybe capitalizing on their mistakes, and finding a way to get a greasy goal here to again, it's going to be a 1-goal game in my opinion. Both goaltenders play well, so it'll be a hard-fought game here again tonight.
We were just supporting each other all over the place, especially in the offensive zone, to keep that pressure and keep pucks in and keep pucks alive. And we create a lot of offense that way. And we don't get in too much trouble if we are playing in our own end too much. So we're breaking the puck out nicely, we're getting it in nicely, and we're keeping it in, keeping the pressure on their team.
Laurent Brossoit has rejoined the Condors, and he will get the start tonight against Ontario. Speaking of Joe Gambardella, the rookie up to 12 goals, which leads all Condors rookies in that department. He has 4 goals in his last 3 games. Bakersfield is 4-2-1 against Ontario this season. This is the final matchup here in the Inland Empire for the 2 sides. The Condors begin the night the equivalent of 5 points back of Texas for the 4th and final playoff spot in the Pacific. Bakersfield is 8 points out of 2nd, and with a regulation win over Ontario tonight, can close that gap to 6 points, with still 2 meetings between the 2 sides in the final 7 games of the regular season. We get all the action going tonight at 6:45 with Condors Countdown, Fox Sports 970, the iHeartRadio app on your mobile device, and AHLLive.com. From the Inland Empire, Ryan Holt, Condors TV.